card round playoff games, we really don't know what happened to the Philadelphia Eagles and also the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC East division. It is a mystery. The Eagles, they were playing good earlier on in the season. And as you know, the last 6 of their games, they lost 5. So there was a collapse. But for the playoff game, wild card round, I had high hopes because I thought the Eagles would pull them back, themselves back together, and they would do good, and they would beat the Bucks. But that's not how it turned out. To me, the playoff game, it's a whole different animal than the regular season game. So just say if the Eagles was the team's not together and they're lacking, and then they lost the last few games in the regular season, and Eagles fans was already calling for to get rid of their head coach Nick Sirianni and to bench Jalen Hurts, the quarterback, and call for Nick Foles or Eagles Super Bowl 52 hero to come to help. But the wild card round against the Bucks, they lost. Eagles 9, Bucks 32, and that is very embarrassing. And the collapse of the Eagles continues. So I really don't know what to say, and the Eagles fans are angry. So are the Cowboys. The Cowboys lost to the Packers in the wild card round. But that is predictable because the Cowboys do suck, and they continue to suck. The Cowboys chokes in the playoff games every year, and they never get to the Super Bowl for like the past 25 years. So, for the Cowboys, they cheat during the regular season, and then they choke in the playoff game. That is predictable. But for the Eagles, there is no excuse. Especially this year, they had such good team, and they had a lot of talent. And Jalen Hurts got paid, and he was supposed to play better. But instead, just like Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts regressed game by game. He's getting worse and worse and worse. We don't know what happened. And head coach Nick Sirianni, he doesn't call the plays. He's nothing but a cheerleader on the sideline, making funny faces and get the media's attention. So it didn't work out at the end, and it's very unfortunate. The Eagles had such an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl this year, but because of the team got worse and worse, and because of Jalen Hurts regression, so other teams caught up, such as 49ers, and Baltimore Ravens. They caught up, and then they continue playing good, but the Eagles, it just got worse and worse, and the season ended as of Monday night, the wild card round. They lost to the Bucks, and that's it. I was hoping for another week. I was hoping for the Eagles to win, so and they'll get to the next round, the divisional round, and I was hoping for another week of Eagles pep rallies and events, but it's not going to happen now. And what I really think happened with the Philadelphia Eagles is that their owner, Jeff Lurie and the head coach Nick Sirianni, manager Howie Roseman. They're clowns. And quarterback, 250 million quarterback, Jalen Hurts. It's a joke. It's the Joker. So the whole thing is a joke. And you can think whatever you want. You can say whatever you want, but we do know there is something going on, and there's some kind of problem that has been going on for years with the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, a few years back, when things wasn't going well, and people was blaming Doug Peterson, the head coach, and Carson Wentz, the quarterback. And it seems like in the news conference, they always they were like told what to say, and they don't say, like the quarterback won't say anything bad about the coach, and the coach doesn't say really anything bad about the quarterback. And obviously, there was a problem in the locker room, because I think it was Alshon Jeffrey or somebody came forward and said that there was a problem in the locker room. And I think the cause of the problem is because they're trying to hide what is really going on. They're not being transparent. So maybe the owner, maybe Jeff Lurie, the Eagles owner, is like Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, making all the calls, of what needs to be done and what should be done, who's staying, who's getting fired, instead of letting Howie Roseman make the personnel decision and letting the coach his team, and then let the quarterback playing his game. Maybe he's making the calls behind the scene. And I said in my previous show, I think it has a lot to do with Jeff Lurie's wife. I really don't like the ugly Asian women, because I think she's the one that's behind the scene and pulling the strings. And she might think she knows everything, right? And telling Jeff Lurie, oh, do this and do that. And then, Jeff's going to listen to his wife. And then for whatever reason, and he's telling Howard Roseman, and he's telling the head coach, he's telling the quarterback, whether it's back then or now, to say this, to say that, to do this and do that. And then at the end, nothing works out, and everything just imploded, and it sucks. So as of right now, I have to say the Eagles sucks, just like the Cowboys. Not any better, because to me, the two teams, whatever they're doing and how, whatever happens to them in the playoffs, it's the same thing. I'm not trying to say anything really crazy, but if you think about what I said, it might make a lot of sense, right? The Cowboys sucks, we all know, and Eagles sucks now, right? And I can say it. I have noticed for the wild card round playoff game, the Eagles fans in the Philadelphia area are not even like really excited or really into it. There wasn't any bars, any of the neighborhood bars. They should have playoff game watch party and giveaways and drink specials and food specials. There wasn't any Eagles playoff game watch party at all, other than a couple of the diehard Eagles and the Philadelphia sports bars, such as Donans in the Delaware County, and I went to the Nick's roast beef over there. They're really into the Philly sports, especially the Eagles. A few years back, well, it was last year. It wasn't even a few years back. Last year they had a big pig roast for one of the Eagles game, and they this time the Nick's roast beef at Franklin Mills. They had Fox the Gambler radio show there, hosted by Sean Brace, and they had actually they had giveaways at halftime, and they had food and drink specials. $15 for a bucket of domestic beer, and then it has some kind of hard iced tea. I don't drink that stuff, so I don't know what it is. They had other drink specials, and then they also had a green cocktail drink they made up. The bartender there, made up for the Eagles playoff game. So they put a lot of effort into it and created an event. And then they also had the regular, the football game day food specials. 50-cent wings, $5 pizza, and it's a good special. I always want to try, but I have not been there all season long. So, we went over there. My friends, Dennis from the Scan Talk, SCAN, Scan Talk on YouTube, and my wife and Kimberly and Joe, my friend Jody. Bunch of us went over there, and I also saw the Philly captain. He has a lot of subscribers on YouTube, and he was there making videos, and he was participating on the radio show there. So it was fun. At the beginning, I can see the spirits was high. The Eagles fans was cheering, and I thought the Eagles would win this one and move on to the divisional round. But I was wrong because they played so bad. They never made any improvement, and it didn't even look like it was a playoff game. It looked no different than the last game they played against the New York Giants. In the regular season, I was there at that game. They played really bad. And so how did a great team turn into laughingstock of the NFL? I do not know. But I still go out there, to the pep rallies and game watch party, and just trying to enjoy and hope the Eagles win. But they did not. But the event was still good. So halftime they did raffle drawing, and my wife Kimberly, she actually won, and she picked a pair of wireless headphones. When you win, something's better than nothing. If they put her ticket earlier on, she could have got a Bluetooth speaker, or they had a couple better prices. But when they put her ticket, and there was only two Brookstone wireless headphones and some Yeti koozies, and a pair JBL wireless earbuds, which is a pretty good item too. But she picked the headphones, and then the second quarter, the Eagles was playing their second string player. They weren't playing the starters, and then things just got worse and worse. It was not good. And the Philly captain actually left at the beginning of the last quarter. You know, a lot of people left during the last quarter. There were just less and less people there. I noticed the difference. The rooms almost emptied out. So, you know, for us Phillies fans, we're always hoping for next year. But next year, the Eagles not going to have a talented team like they had this year. You know, a lot older players are retiring because they really, physically they cannot play anymore, such as Jason Kelsey and Brendan Graham, Fletcher Cox. They're not going to be there. So, it's probably going to take many more years for the Eagles to build a new and a better team. All right. So on Wednesday, January 17th, there was a Philadelphia Sports Writers Association annual dinner. It takes place at the Doubletree Hotel by Hilton in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And since the Eagles lost the game and there is no more events, right? No pep rallies, no game watch parties, and no tailgate parties, no more, which is really sad. So I went to the sports writers dinner just to see what is going on and maybe hopefully get some autographs. Uh, Phillies pitcher Nola and Flyers player Sean Coutier was there. So and also among some other older players, such as Vince Papelli. He's invincible. Movie dude. He's very popular in Philadelphia. He was there, and there were a lot alumni Flyers players was there. So a lot of people was there for the fans was there for the autographs. They were Flyers fan. So I was hoped to get Nola to sign a bobblehead for me. So what happened was, we waited and waited. Lots of the alumni players, walking in out of the room and walking by where the fans was told to stay. They kept us in one area, and we can only get autographs from in that one area. So yeah, I got some autographs. The Flyers poster. I got some autographs here and there. I had Vince Papelli to sign the Kelly Green Bud Light bottle for me. The Philadelphia Phillies had a table there. They were handing out some of the free gift. This Phillies pin. flyer Sean Courtier. I just had him to sign the program I got from the dinner right on the cover page. He's here in the back of the cover. Vince Papelli. Aaronola on the back of the cover. And talk about Aaronola. So all the fans was there. Like I said, there were a lot of hockey fans there. So there was about 5 or 6 of us wanted to get Aaronola from Phillies, Phillies pitcher's autograph. So we stand there and waited because the cocktail hour was from 5 to 6. And then, comes like 5:30, people start to leave the cocktail room and go into the dining room. And then 6 o'clock, Aaronola still wasn't, did not come out of the cocktail room. But we were told by the other people that came out there saying he's still in that room and he will be coming through. And he stayed in there with some other alumni ball players until almost 6:30. And so we stand there for about an hour just to wait for Aaronola to come out the cocktail room. And finally, like I said, around 6:30, he came out. But he was walking on the other side of the crowd, that he was walking along with. So he wasn't on the side where all the fans were. And then he was surrounded by a bunch of other people that he was walking with. And then there was a guy in the front. He was telling the fans, Aaron is not signing. And then, so when Aaronola walked by, he just kept on walking. He never even looked at the fans or acknowledged that we were there or say hi to the fans. He just kept on walking. And we were told by the hotel security, we have to stay in that area. We cannot, just run around the whole place and trying to get autographs. But one of the guy, he wasn't so happy about it, or he's trying to get autographs, so he kind of followed him a little further to where the dining room was. And right about when Aaronola was about to enter the dining room area, and the guy was, the fan, he trying to approach Aaronola to get an autograph, and he couldn't, so he was mad. So he I think he called Aaronola a cocksucker and tell him go suck dick. And then the people that was walking with Aaronola, and one of the guy, it was really crazy. He turned around and he started to yell, shouting. He started to yell really loud at that fan and tell him to get the fuck away and to get the fuck out of there. And then it was really crazy. It was just crazy, But there was only about 5 people wanted Aaron's autograph. So, I can't see there's no reason why he couldn't just stop and sign 5 autographs, because they are, the hotel security already say there's 1 per person. He could just have stopped and signed some autographs, and then there wouldn't be any problems. And also, it's not like, the Phillies lost the World Series. It's not like they're World Series champions, and Aaronola is not that great of a pitcher either. He's very unpredictable. Every time he's pitching, right? And when I bet on the Phillies game, and I lose because he's not that great of a pitcher. He's very unpredictable. So, I don't see where he got the big ego from. Like, he cannot just, to take care of the fans. There's just few people there. I can see if there's like hundreds of fans there and he don't have the time for it or he don't want to be bothered. It was just a few people. It was a small setting at a hotel in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. So, you know, it was really messed up. So, I did not get his autograph, but it was okay because, I can always catch up with them later. And the baseball season's about to start. So, that was that. Now I want to talk about the Eagles' Diana Princess Kelly Green jacket. I've been talking about on my show a lot about how the Eagles is selling the Kelly Green jacket for $400, and that is a completely ripoff. So the Eagles owner Jeff Lurie, obviously, he has a plan. The jacket don't just pop out of nowhere. They're made in China. So, way before the season started, the jacket needs to be designed and needs to be ordered and needs to be made and shipped over here. So I was at months and months before the jacket was actually sold in the store, in the Eagles Pro Shop, and other things need to be done. So the owner of the Eagles, Jeff Lurie, apparently, he has a plan to sell this jacket for $400, and he has a whole plan for how the jacket's going to be made and how the jacket's going to get to the store. And they launched a campaign about the Diana Kelly Green jacket. They send all the Eagles fans, people bought the Eagles tickets before, or people attended the Eagles events, and then they sent everybody an email. I received the email myself from the Philadelphia Eagles, and says the Kelly Green jacket was going to be released in the store on certain day, certain time. I think it was near the end of September and early October in last year, 2023. So one day, just by accident, I say in my previous show, I went to the Panera Bread, and it just happens to be right next to the Eagles Pro Shop in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And people was lined up outside. There was tons of people lined up outside the Pro Shop, way before the Pro Shop was even opened that morning. And I didn't know what was going on. And then later on, I found out, right before the store was due to open at 10 a.m., and I found out people were lined up for the Kelly Green Eagles Princess Diana jacket. And then later on, I found out, the jacket was sold out in about a half hour at all Eagles Pro Shop. And people, a lot of people was, back in the line, couldn't even get one. So my point is, Jeff Lurie, the Eagles owner, is ripping the fans off by selling this jacket for $400. And I'm sure it probably cost him no more than like $30 or $40 to make it in China. The reason I'm saying that is because the Eagles are selling the replica jersey, right, the football jersey, for $160. I think a couple of years ago it used to be like $140, $150, but this year, last year and this year is $160. So you figure when a player, as soon as a player retired or left the team, and then they put that player's jersey out in the store, whatever they have left, usually there's lots of it, on a very deep discount for $30. So I figure, they're not dumb, right? If they're not going to sell it for anything less than what cost them to, for the jacket. right? So the Eagles probably paid about $20 to $30 for the jersey, right? For the replicate football jersey, and they're selling it for $160. Again, they're ripping the fans off, right? They could sell for cheaper, maybe like $80, $100, even $100 would be more reasonable. Uh, but they set the price very high and see, if people will buy it, and usually people do buy it. And then when people don't buy it, and then they put on a very deep discount, they will sell for $30, right? Like later on at the end of the season, or a player left the team. So I figure for the jersey, they're selling it in the store for $160. And then when it goes on clearance, it's sold for $30. So 30 times 5, it's $150. And the list price for the jersey is $160. So I think I'm pretty much right on. It probably cost them about $25 to have the jersey made. And so this way, they jack up the price uh, about little bit over 5 times of what cost them to make. So the profit merging, it's about 5 to 6 times of the cost for them to make the jersey. So the same thing, as with the Eagles Kelly Green Princess Diana's jacket. It probably cost them about $50, $60, maybe $40, $50 to get one made and shipped over here, include all the cost for shipping and everything. And then they sell for $400. And the profit margin is about the same. They're selling it for about 5 or 6 times of what they paid for. And the jacket was sold out right away. So obviously, it was a very successful product uh, launch and sales campaign. So that just tells you Jeff Lurie, right, the Eagles owner, does have a strategy and plans for whatever he's selling, because he is a businessman, and the Philadelphia Eagles team is a business, and he's in it to make money. So you know he knows how to plan things and promote it, do it properly, so he can make his money on the jerseys and the Eagles jackets, even with the price that's completely out of this world. And earlier on in the season, when the Eagles was playing good, and last year they were in the Super Bowl and they didn't win the Super Bowl, but the players the Eagles fans was willing to go out there and spending a lot of money on the Eagles product. So now comes to the Eagles team. So how is it that Jeff Lurie knows, you know, how to do things properly that'll make him money, but it comes to the football team and he just sit there and not doing anything about it, right? Something should have been done when the Eagles start to, lose the couple of the last 7, 8 games. Something should have been done then, right? Even the fans knows, because when the Eagles lost couple games, and the fans, and even on the sports radio, they're saying, oh, don't jump to conclusion, just we'll wait for another week or two and see if the team bounces back, or something it's really wrong, and then decide, and whether we should say to fire the coach, or to have Jalen Hurts, the quarterback, benched or hire another a better experienced uh, backup quarterback. But it seemed to me it's like the Eagles, the last 1/3 of the season, the Eagles lost one game, and then another game, and then another game. They only won one game out of the last 7 games. That includes the playoff game uh, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it really seems like Jeff Lurie, the owner, just sit there and letting this happen, right? Because even in the middle of the season, uh, NFL experienced quarterback Joe Flacco, right? Joe Flacco, he was sitting at home in Haddon Heights, New Jersey, and he wasn't playing this season for any team, and he wasn't doing anything. And he did play for the Eagles as a backup quarterback a couple years ago, and in between, I think he was playing for the New York Jets. But last season, he was just sitting at home doing nothing, right? And there was a opportunity for Jeff Lurie to hire him as a backup quarterback for the Eagles. But they didn't do that until later on, way later on in the season. The Browns need a backup quarterback badly, so they hired him, and he was playing good. Right, surprisingly, he was playing good, just like a starting quarterback, and that's what he was doing because something happens with the Browns quarterback wasn't playing good, so they hired Joe Flacco as the starting quarterback, and and he was playing good, and then also the fans was calling for Nick Foles, right, the Eagles Super Bowl champ, to come back out and play for the Eagles and to save the season, and Nick Foles is not playing this season either. Right, I heard he might have some problem with his arm or whatever, but still probably better than Jalen Hurts or the backup quarterback for Eagles, Mariota, right? And Nick Foles is just sitting at home in California, not doing anything, and the fans was calling for, the Eagles team to make a move, do something. But apparently Jeff Lurie just sit there the whole time. The season could have been saved, even when after the regular season ended and before the playoff game start. It could still have been saved, but then they put Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts out there, and it was the same thing. It was a disaster. Eagles 9, Bucks 32. You tell me. It's not only it's a bad team. They couldn't even play. I mean, it was just like it was just ridiculous, right? And other fans are saying it's watch the Eagles playing. It's like watching Pee Wee football, and I cannot disagree with that. So, to me is that Jeff Lurie, he's a successful business person. He knows how to throw out a whole campaign and selling things to make money. Even you know how they rip the Eagles fans off. Like the open practice used to be free for the fans to go to, and with other teams, right? They have a lot, like the New York Jets. They have a lot of the uh, open practice in the stadium uh, during the before the preseason start. In August, they have a lot of those open practice, and you can get the tickets for free on the internet, right? Like on their ticket manager, and then you can just go. But somehow the Eagles start to charge people $10 donation for the Eagles Autism Challenge, right? Donation's good, right? Everybody says, oh, it's a donation's okay. But it isn't okay at the same time, because the thing is, if I want to donate, right? If I want to donate to certain organizations, I'll donate. But they force people to donate, right? Because I want to go to I go to the open practice every year. I want to go to the open practice and see what's going on with the new players and the old players, and I want to see the practice. But I have no choice but to pay $10 donation to the Autism Challenge, so I can go to the open practice. And that is not right. It has nothing to do with the donation or the Autism Challenge, right? Donation's good. The Autism Foundation, it is good. But what is wrong is that the Eagles force people, right? Force its fans to pay, a donation so you can go see the open practice. And that's what's wrong with it. They're so money hungry. And selling $400 Princess Diana jacket, and Jeff Lurie made a lot of money, and seems like that's all he cares about, right? It seems like he don't really care about his football team and how it plays and how the season goes, and obviously he doesn't care about how the fans feels, right? For like in the past 3 years, I can only remember one time that he later on in the season he went out to the tailgate parking lot and greeting the fans, and I saw on the TV news only once, and they're saying how Jeff Lurie cares about Eagles fans and all that stuff, but only one time this season he has not been out in the parking lot one time. So yeah, there's a lot of things wrong with the Eagles organization from the top and down. You know, those NFL team owners, they have money and they buy the team. We cannot change the owner, but the owners can fire and hire and fire people. So something should have already been done earlier uh, this season, when there was when problems started to appear with the Eagles team. But Jeff Lurie just sit there. He knows what to do, right? He knows how to sell things. He knows he has to get a head start if he wants to do a campaign and to sell something, to do something. But he just sit there and let the team rot, and let things go bad and not doing anything about it. So now the Eagles season ended, and I noticed a lot Eagles merchandise. The price has dropped. I went to the Eagles Pro Shop just to check things out, see if they have any discount on any of the like the Jason Kelsey just retired, if they have any discount on the Jason Kelsey jersey, or if they reduce the price on some of the Kelly Green item. And when I went in the middle of the day, the store was completely empty. I was the only customer who was in the store. I looked around. There's no sales. There's nothing going on. And I believe they're working on it, because they, at the end of every season, they have to get rid of all the stuff they cannot sell. So, the new merchandise can come in next season. But since Eagle season just ended, so give them a couple of weeks, and I'm sure they'll put a lot of stuff on sale with a really good discount. But I did find a replicate of the Princess Diana Eagles Kelly Green jacket that the Eagles Pro Shop had. I mean, of course, this one, it's not the real one. I believe the real one is probably a leather jacket, and this is just a sweat jacket like it. But it's the same style and it looks the same and everything. I found it on Facebook Marketplace, and someone was selling it in the area, and I believe there are more merchants are selling the same thing. They're for $50. So I bought one. I'm gonna show you. That's what it looks like. NFL shield on the sleeve. Eagles helmet on the other sleeve. And the old Flying Eagles logo. And it says Eagles on the back. It's a really nice varsity jacket. And it was made famous by Princess Diana because she wore this jacket, and it was on the cover of the People's Magazine, and also taking her kids to school in England. She was wearing this jacket, and I think she really liked this jacket, and it was made famous by Princess Diana. And it is a nice jacket. It looked just like the real one, but it's just different material, and it's cheaper. I paid $50 for it, and I'm really happy about it because now I got one, and you know, when I go out, I can wear it. And Jason Kelce, he just announced his retirement a couple of days after the Eagles season has ended. And then I saw some posting on Facebook about him going to the McDonald's drive-thru nearby where he lives, and he supposedly, the girl that works at the McDonald's drive-thru window, she knew him from Jason Kelce being a customer at the drive-thru window in McDonald's. So she put on Facebook saying Jason Kelce, after announcing the retirement, and he came through the drive-thru window, and he gave her an autographed Jason Kelce jersey, and she took a picture with it, and then it went viral, you know, on the social media and also on the TV news. But the story I saw on the TV news was different because they did interview that girl that received the Jason Kelce jersey, and what she said was she had an jersey that was folded and put away in a plastic bag at her work, just in case if anytime she's working and Jason Kelce come through, and then she's gonna ask him to autograph it.
1,000 words, though. We don't need anybody to convince us Jason Kelce is a good dude. Danielle Bonham snapped this picture after getting an autograph from Jason Kelce yesterday, who was picking up breakfast at the Broomall McDonald's. Danielle has worked there for a little less than a year. She grew up watching the Eagles and is a huge Jason Kelce fan. And when she started at the McDonald's, she heard the star Eagles center would come into the store. Well, she first met him last summer, was completely overwhelmed. The second time she met him, she said she didn't have anything for him to sign, so he signed a McDonald's bag for her, which is now framed in her room. Danielle has seen him other times throughout the year. He's there getting his sausage, egg, and cheese sandwiches with a large coffee. She says he's always friendly, always humble. And this week, she was ready in the event he came by. She had a thank you card and a gift for him and his wife, and a new jersey from her boyfriend that she asked Kelce to sign.
I was like, my boyfriend finally got me your jersey. He was like, oh, great. And I was like, would you mind signing it? And he was like, sure. How many L's is it? I know your name's Danielle. And so I spelled it out for him. And he gave it back to me. I told him I loved him. He said, you too.
So it wasn't like what people thought, right? Like what people see in the social media, that Jason Kelce actually was that nice and bought her, but his fan, right, the girl he knows works at the drive-thru window that serves him food all the time, he did not give her a jersey, an autographed jersey, for free. She bought a jersey, and then she waited for Kelce to come through so she can get the jersey autographed. So that's the whole story. So I don't know who's lying in this case. I don't know if the girl changed her story or she's telling different stories about the same uh, Jason Kelsey jersey. But it just seems like lots of times you you know it could even be disinformation, right? Because they want you to think how nice the Eagles player and Jason Kelsey is. He's handing out free jerseys. Matter of fact, I think it is fake because not fake news, but it is a campaign to make Jason Kelsey look good. Because there was another woman, right, that posted the same thing on Facebook, right? She works at a restaurant or somewhere, and she deals with Jason Kelsey a lot, serve him food and stuff. And she posted a picture on Facebook that she got a free jersey, autographed jersey from Jason Kelsey too, around the same time, a couple of days after Jason Kelsey uh, announced his retirement. So, you know, I don't know what to think. I just don't think Jason Kelsey actually went out and, greeting the fans and handing them free autographed jersey. I really don't think that's the case. And then when people, right, other people on the social media, they see the picture and they see, oh, how nice Jason Kelsey hand out, free jersey and took care of his fans and people he knows. And then people, respond with nice postings like says, oh, thank you, oh, you're great. But, I wanted to post something not so nice, but I hesitate to do it because I don't want everybody to think like I'm the bad guy, right? But I am not, because the Eagles play really bad, right? And every player contributes to it, so like I'm just being straightforward. If I have something nice to say, I will say it. If I have something bad to say about somebody, I say it too. So, you know, during throughout the season, I could remember Jason Kelsey, playing the center. He had a few bad snaps, right? The ball is too high, the ball is too low, and it caused a fumble, or you know, or the quarterback, Jalen Hurts, couldn't catch the ball or whatever, right? It caused problems. So Jason Kelsey contribute to his part of bad football playing. Of course, most of the time he's good, so I don't have a lot of bad things to say about him, right? But he made his money and he's retiring. And I don't really feel like I owe him anything, and I don't think he's the greatest either, because I have never seen him all these years, right? I go out there to the radio show and places for autographs. I have never met him. I never seen him. So obviously my point is, he was not out there, mingling with the fans and taking care of the fans. I don't even know if he cares about Eagles fans or Eagles diehard fans or super fans like you and me. I don't know if he cares, right? He's just getting paid just like everybody else that has a job. He's just getting paid to do a job. And then he get his money, now he's retiring, and that's all there's to it. So I don't feel like I owe him any gratitude or I owe him anything, right? So I don't see how can all the those fans you know think that he actually was out there handing out free autographed jersey and took care of all the fans, and he's such a nice person, and put all those nice postings, thank you, and you know thank you for what you did and all that stuff. uh like, I'm fair, because the only player that on the Eagles team that is very reliable is Jake Elliott. And Jake Elliott was actually out there, right? Uh, Signing autographs a few times. I met him a few times. and I got his autographs. I can remember one time was at a brewery on Spring Garden Street in Philadelphia. It was about 4 years ago, uh, and he was promoting Jake Jake Elliott beer that brewery was making. I don't even think they make that beer anymore, but at the time they they were making Jake Elliott beer, and he was out there signing autographs. And you don't have to you don't have to buy his beer and to get a can signed. He was there signing anything that you have, so that was fair. And then I met him a couple other times at couple other events that doesn't have anything to do with him selling anything, and he would sign a picture or a football, anything you got. So that's what he did, and that's his legacy, right? So he was nice. He's a very reliable player. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He makes pretty much all of his field goals and the kicks. And he was out there meeting the fans. He's a big star too, and he's out there meeting the fans. But people like Jason Kelsey, he never goes out there meeting the fans and take care of the fans, autographs or just take a picture. Even when last year when Jason Kelsey was promoting his Amazon Prime Video original movie, documentary movie, he was out on the street in Philadelphia, but he was in an area where I believe they, only allowed like the TV crew, TV news crew and the media there, and there was no fans allowed to walk through that street. I think they closed the whole street, and there was no fans allowed to walk through and to meet him, take a picture or just say hi to him. So Jason Kelsey is not very friendly with the fans, and he does make mistakes when he played. And other than that famous speech he made when the Eagles won the Super Bowl back in 2018, on the footsteps of the Philadelphia Art Museum. Other than that, I don't really care about him. So, you know, especially as of right now, all the Eagles fans are very disappointed of how the season ended, and everybody has something to say. So I did my share of it. And, if you have something to say, you can post on social media or, just do a YouTube show, or now they have those YouTube shorts, right? The short video, or on Facebook they have the reels, right? The short video you can post on there. If you have something to say it, right? Don't be afraid, because it's your, you say what you have to say on your own video, and who cares what other people think? But that's just my opinion. Anyways, the the Eagle season has ended, and then in a few more weeks, there's gonna be a Super Bowl, and then the football season, the NFL football season is gonna be completely over for this year until well, actually last year, 2023 season, and then we just have to wait until June, July, even in April or May for the NFL draft, and June, July, uh, some of the football events, such as practices and preseason game in August. So we just have to wait for the next season. Uh, so there aren't a lot of events right now. I'm looking forward to going to some of the Sixers basketball and the Flyers hockey events, like such as the away game watch party. Uh, you know, at places, bars and restaurant and places, and I'll keep you guys posted on those events. You know, uh, so that's about it. And You know, I'm not going to do an Eagles chant because I'm still not happy about the team. So I'll just say, go Birds.